Yeah, you don't have to tell me when I can talk about it, yeah. Right there. Yeah, we have lots of folks on the screen tonight. Or your mind is to be. Well, it's mine. Well, it's not my screen. So I'm choosing the other one. Does she come back? No, we're good. Okay, thank you everyone for coming. I can't see who else is on the. Do you want, there we go. Okay, so we've got Tony and Lauren in there. Welcome to the 5K Race Committee meeting for February 12th, 2024. Rinse and repeat. Kevin, I'm gonna turn it over to you if you want to take yourself off mute. Push the space bar, maybe.
Okay.
How
How about now? Can you hear me now? Okay. Okay, so I guess we get started. We got like 6 or 7 of us there, looks like. I'm not sure where we left off with the water. I think we still had the friends who were gonna help us with that. Is that still true?
They said yes. They said yes to the water, Kevin.
Okay.
Friends confirmed.
And then did we has anybody reached out about any other refreshments? I know, we had some problems with the vegetable place, Veggie World, and also with Dunkin' Donuts last year. Do we have any other alternatives, or we're gonna have to pay for the rest of the stuff we need?
I'm
Not sure yet.
Yeah, but that's Anna. I don't think that the rest of the stuff amounted in
No, it was a
reality,
few.
amounted a whole lot of money
Well, we got a discount on the bagels.
from
Costco.
Costco.
Right.
And we got donuts from Dunkin' Donuts last year. I don't know where Fiona stands with Dunkin' Donuts. So, I mean, maybe she'll be here later.
She probably won't be here before the race meeting is over. She's got a faculty meeting.
Right, I understand that, but we can perhaps get an update and get that addressed later on.
Okay. I think we can skip the rest of this section for now until the last meeting, probably. Yeah. Yeah, we can go to 2. So the only thing I think to add to this one is that I did do some checking, and we don't seem to have anybody who's going to be eligible for the 10-year award this year. Um, in fact, I'm 99% of that, unless somebody comes back and says they are, and I have to double check it. But there's nobody. I don't think there's anybody even close. Maybe 6 or 7 years right now. So it might be a couple of years now before we have another 10-year award. Okay. Sponsorships.
But we still need to get the, is that Neil's doing that, right? Because we still need to.
Yeah, but we
order.
don't need to get, usually we have to get the medals, and I tell you how many I think we could have. Like last year we had 2 and they both showed up. The year before we had 3 and only 1 showed up. But this year we don't have anybody who's gonna be able to claim the 10-year award because no one's finished 10 years in a row right now. It's still here.
So we just need standard awards?
Yeah. Yep.
First.
Yep, the same thing we doing every year pretty much, I think. The divisional awards and the overall trophies and medallions. Okay.
Okay, and I don't see Neil.
Yeah, if you can just let him know when you see him, if he maybe come to your next meeting, or if not, I mean, there's no rush. But I just want to verify, because when I find somebody who's close, I didn't have to go back and double check and make sure they actually. I have all the registrants, but I don't always know if they finished the race, so I have to manually go back and check. It's not a big deal, but I mean, I have to go back through the 10 years to make sure they finished it and qualified. But there's nobody even close this year, so it's not going to be an issue.
Okay.
Okay. Now I know that we talked about, last year we had a couple of meetings about the prizes and stuff like that. Is that still being handled? Are we still gonna have things like the gift cards in the baskets, or are we just gonna kind of cut back a little bit on that? Or what are we gonna do?
I believe last year we said we were gonna come back, but I don't think that we actually did. We still have the program with the dining partners. So we
Right.
have a lot of gift cards, restaurant gift cards to hand out. And, you know, as far as anything else, I don't know that if we really need to work hard at getting other items, maybe we should just stick with the restaurant gift cards and just make it a day.
Maureen had offered, I thought, to reach out to the gift list. Yeah.
Well, I know that was the discussion that we had, was that were we gonna do all that work again, and
Yeah, hold
Yeah,
on,
again.
Maureen, you're muted.
Maureen's muted. Maureen, you're muted.
I think she knows that. She tried to get herself off mute before.
Oh,
Hit the
maybe
space
alternate.
bar. There you go. Okay. I can't see her mouth.
She's talking.
Maureen, we can't hear you.
No, she muted herself.
Oops. Can you unmute it, Jen?
She's unmuted, it's
There's something wrong with her speakers.
a microphone. Oops, sorry.
Michelle, we have a few, there's a few odd gift cards.
Okay, so you're unmuted now, Maureen. See if your speaker's on. I'm sorry. See if your microphone is on. Sometimes it's like F4.
Nope.
Yeah, we can't hear you at all.
Maureen, just try pressing alternate A. Sometimes that works on, I don't know what kind of computer you have, but I think it works on a DOS computer.
So she used to be able to speak.
Yeah,
Nothing I can do, yeah. I was under the impression from our last meeting that she was gonna chase down a few things. That was,
But the question is, do we need to do that? Do we need to
well, I
take?
thought it was a case of, we were just not gonna let a few things go by the wayside. We didn't want people to get, like, we've forgotten them, you know,
Go
but
crazy.
not a huge.
I know, like
push.
Mike's Auto always gives something and.
Yeah, I thought it was, instead of a huge push, just kind of contact those who are the reliables.
But it hasn't been a huge push for years. I mean, I can still ask Trader Joe's for their donation, and I can still ask, Fleet Feet, not Fleet Feet, food store, Footprints for their donation. And typically those go into the gift bags for the,
Well, that's the thing is your first and second place winners expect something. It has to be nicer than a dining gift card, honestly.
So last year, was Saputo's gift for the first place winner, or was that a separate?
that was a drawing.
Drawing.
Yeah, that was the first one we pulled. But I'm just saying that usually we give them something special, the overall first and second place winners.
Okay.
so maybe the focus for what Maureen and I and anybody else who wants to recruit gifts is to focus on those gifts for the gift bags for the runners.
Right.
And just all the other prizes,
Could be the
dining partner tickets.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of
Maureen?
sense.
Can you send some, can she do it?
Maureen, why don't you try to
Message
dial in on
and
your
chat.
phone? Maureen, why don't you try to dial in on your phone?
So we'll circle around back to that. We'll figure out, what get some voice
Right,
access.
move on to the next section then. We'll come back to that when she's all set. Plaid has agreed to do the timing again for us. They're gonna give me a contract in the next couple of weeks, and I'll forward it over to, I guess, who do I forward to?
Just forward it to me, Kevin, and I'll give it to
Okay.
Carolyn.
Okay, so we should have that, he said, in a couple of weeks.
Usually, Kevin?
I'm sorry,
No,
what was
we
that?
usually, we usually need a deposit. Sorry, I should talk about that.
Yes, usually. I mean, he's pretty flexible. We've been with him 24 years or something, so, and we always pay him. I don't think we're a bad credit risk for him.
And $800 a year, depending upon, based on the previous year.
But you can't have a race without a timer, so.
I ain't doing it.
Scott,
Uh, registration form, online registration. So we're on 7 websites that do it, not including Platsys, which if they've gone back, they can find us there, but we're on the 7 major registration sites. So we should be all set now with that. One of them had the wrong date. They usually guess what date we're going to do it at. So I've asked them to change it, and I think that'll be done today.
Just a question, I guess, on that. Oh, sorry. Is there like notification out to people where the registration forms are and everything? It sounds like it's on.
that's
like
the
seven
next,
different
that was
websites.
the next thing on the list.
Okay.
Yeah, so Anna wrote up a kind of like a letter or note, and then I'm going to email everybody who participated in the race in the last 2 years. I just let them know the race is on again, registration is now open, and I tell them I haven't read Anna's thing yet. I'm going to do that tonight, and then we send it out to them. And then Anna usually has something for me every 2 to 4 weeks to send out reminders or talk about prizes or talk about the kids fun run or something to that effect. And we send something out to them on a regular basis. And that'll go out to anybody registered this year once they register, and anybody who's in the race in the last 2 years. Okay? Did that answer your question? Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
I think for the most part, I was just thinking, it sounds like going back to a lot of the people who registered before, is there anything that for the new people that they're aware of where the online registration all that is?
We just, it just went live today on the website, so
Okay.
we'll start sending stuff out through social media for the library at
Okay.
least.
Okay,
And then, we have, email blasts we can do as well, try to get the word out that way. Okay.
so just for my own
Yeah, no, yeah.
background knowledge.
Yeah, most people now who are looking for races are typing it, go online and go into one of the major websites that have all the races listed in Connecticut or a lot of the races, and they just select them that way. And then I'll direct them directly to either the library webpage or I can direct them to Race Entry, which is the company we use to handle all the registration. So I don't think, we used to send out registration forms to people by mail. I mean, we don't have to do that anymore. I mean, everybody's finally putting emails in when they register.
Kevin, since we're gonna be snowed in tomorrow, can you arrange to give me a call so we can just talk about the timing of the process between the two of us on the email stuff?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you a call tomorrow. Not a problem.
Great, thank you.
Okay, moving on to rates. So one of the questions we had last month was, what is the average rate out there? So I looked at 14 websites that do 5K races that are in Connecticut and are also in May. Figure that's about as fair as you can do. The fees range between $18 and $35. The average race fee is $28. With a caveat that those are the fees that if you signed up, some of the races will say it's $30 now, but if you sign up in the next month, that's what it's going to be. But if you wait an extra month, it's going to be $40. But I just took the rate that they signed up now. So the question was, can we go to $30? I think we can. I mean, maybe not this year, but maybe next year since we already opened it, or we can change it if you guys want. But that's basically it. The most common number is 25, but there are a couple 35s out there, 30s, and then there's an 18 and a 20. So 25 is pretty much the smallest amount, and 35 is the most. So I think we're on the underside of competitive, so I guess that's a good thing. And then if you guys want to push it up another $5, I think that's fine. As far as the kids races, they seem to be mostly around 15. I mean, the kids who are running, they're under 12, or that's the common age I saw. And I think we're at 10. So we're probably a little below that, the average as well on that. So I think with that, you guys can decide whether you want to raise it for this year. We've only had, I think, Anna, you said you saw 3 had registered already. Obviously, you wouldn't affect those 3.
Right.
Or we leave it this year the way it is, since we already opened up, go in right now. Next year saying, no, we're going to go to 30 and 15. Or whatever you decide. I think that's really a board decision.
Yeah, I did a little research too, and I agree with what you said. It looks like all the Hartford Marathon events, or the Hartford Marathon 5Ks, they're starting
Mm.
off at 35.
Yeah.
But they're,
It's a different level.
it's a different level, they're a different league. Race in the Park, which is the week before ours, they're starting at 26, but they have a graded
Tier-
entry
Tiered
fee.
bracket, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you can certainly think about for next year, what, that we start off at 25, you register and, by, we pick a date, register by March 15th, and it's 25, after that it's 30. And then race day is 35, something like that.
Yeah, so let's put this out there for next year.
Yeah,
Thank you for doing that research, but I think,
No
it's always good
problem.
to see what other races are.
I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, it's
But
good to
it's
see,
always
yeah.
good to be aware of what other races are going for.
Yeah, actually, I don't know, I was a little surprised. It seemed a pretty, like, if you have family or something, you're doing, you and your husband, and you're doing it with two kids, you're looking at a $80 day or something, Excuse me.
We've been at 25 for a long time, haven't we?
since 2019.
Since 19.
2018, yeah.
6 years.
Okay,
So,
and
so
numbers
I
were
think,
all
yeah,
set
I think
for us?
that's more of a board decision on whether you raise rates than it is the committee decision. So, um,
I think you'll get a lot of Run 169 Club, those people who run all 169. Yeah.
yeah,
So
we get a lot. We probably have half a dozen every year from those clubs that we can take. They usually wear their shirts, the 169 shirts. So yeah, it's a nice for us that they're doing that, because we really are the only Newington road race, I think, still, right?
they have the
Is there
turkey
anywhere?
trot, right? The
Turkey
turkey trot
Trot,
in
they have
Dixon.
one up, the Turkey Trot up like over in Eagle Lane or something, that one up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think that gets a lot of people, but maybe.
Yeah.
But there's not much. For a town of our size, it's kind of surprising we only have a couple of races.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay.
Numbers,
And,
I'm sorry.
yeah, did you talk to them about how they're placing those tags on the numbers?
Yes,
What was in here
I
last
sent
year?
him a note with that as well. And he said he'd look into it. So
Okay,
okay. I think he was just surprised. I don't think he really thought about it. So
yeah. Can I
but
go
again,
back up
maybe
to
look, if you don't have a
sponsorships?
drawing or a raffle, it doesn't really matter, right? So I think that's probably
Right.
maybe why he hasn't
Yeah.
done it or worried about it before.
Can I
And
go
then as
back up
far
to
as,
sponsorships for a minute?
I'm sorry, what was that?
May I go back up to sponsorships before we go into the course
Sure.
committee? So we kind of skipped over it when we got involved in prizes and stuff, but Fiona, who'll be joining us later, says that she has received communication on some sponsors, so Saputo, Geico, H.O. Penn, Mary Ellen Procco, Judson Family Chiropractor, and the Physical Therapy, Sports Medicine, and Stonehenge Landscaping are all coming back. Data Mail is coming back, and we've received their check. Kingston Wealth Management is coming back at a higher level as a hospitality sponsor, and we received their check. And American Eagle is back, and we have their check. So it's moving along
That's
pretty well there.
fantastic.
Kingston was previously at 750 when they were a mile marker, and then they went down a couple of years ago. So now they've gone back up again.
Who was?
Kingston.
Kingston, okay.
I just had a question. I came a little late, I apologize, but, I guess Kevin, you probably discussed the, trophies and booster awards. So
Yeah,
I
don't have any 10-year awards this year coming in.
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
you know what they are yet? So-
There aren't gonna be any.
Aren't gonna-
But it's not order, okay, we'll do.
Yep. So just the regular order you've been doing for, I don't know how many years now.
Okay, no 10-year awards, just sevens.
Yeah.
I'd also like, looks like Maureen has her hand raised. I don't know if she's got the audio working again.
Oh,
Maureen, do you want to test your voice? No.
you need somebody to be able to read lips.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's a good thing we can't read those.
Yeah, I think she's swearing right now.
Maureen, maybe if you have your email on your phone or whatever, you can try to log in using your phone.
those lips I could read. She said she tried.
Well, and poor Maureen, she's got a bad cold, so she's trying to enunciate.
We'll have her call somebody.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to prizes in case Maureen can get on. And make sure you can hold two cards up for us, Maureen.
You want me
All
to
right,
call
so
Maureen?
numbers,
for
I think, you know, my donation to the road race every year is to pay for the numbers, so I'll continue to do that again this year. Okay. Anything else about registration? Okay, then I guess we can move on to the next category. And I think we pretty much addressed a lot of this. I know we had police, the loudspeaker, homeowners notification. I think we all agreed it was going to be, who's going to do the homeowners walking around? Me and Ron and Neil? Are you going to do it again, Neil?
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
I know.
And then course signs, sponsor signs, bathrooms and power, race volunteers, road volunteers. If somebody reached out to whoever coordinates the high school volunteers,
Have we done that? We haven't, no, Karen, I think Karen's doing that. She's
Okay,
not
so
here
Karen-
tonight.
okay,
Yeah.
so we'll just follow up with her and make sure she reaches out.
Yeah.
We've been very fortunate the last few years, so.
Yeah.
All right, just writing that down. Okay. And then, you know, I think we can kind of take having transportation for mile timers off. We're not really doing that anymore. Everybody has the watches and the phones and stuff, and I don't think it's necessary that we have. I mean, even when I'm at 3 miles, I'm not telling the times anymore. I'm just clapping and cheering them on. So, you know, we used to have people at 1 and at 2 doing it, but I don't think we need to do that anymore, unless, you know, there's some disagreement with that.
No,
Okay, there we go.
Okay. And then I know ambulance, I think Karen takes care of the ambulance, right?
yeah.
Okay, and then CERT, where are we with CERT?
How many people do you need for cert? How many people would you like for cert?
Is Ron here? Okay.
Yeah.
Did Ron come? I didn't see him.
In the room.
Ron's here.
Okay.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, we can
Yes,
hear Maureen.
finally. Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, wonderful. I don't know what happened here.
So, while you have sound, was there something you wanted to add for prizes?
Well, just if we're going to do it, I know it's been different the last couple of years, and I know Anna said we have enough of the dining partners and other cards. If you need people to contact, just somebody send me the list, please.
Okay. Okay, we'll send the old ones, because we were saying we don't have to go crazy with gifts, except that the first and second prizes for each category expect something nicer than a restaurant gift card.
Right.
And it's
Right.
always nice when like Mike's Auto and other places other than restaurants contribute.
So do we still want to pursue those people?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so if there is an existing list
I'll
of
send it to
people
you.
thank you.
All right, good.
Right.
So.
So we go back to CERT now, or we all set with prizes?
Sorry.
Well, between the members that the fire marshal lined up with us, you know, there were a few guys from the fire department and stuff, and the CERT members, we did have sufficient.
What was that, about 8?
I can't.
Well, they closed off,
Yeah, because we had.
they closed a couple of roads off.
Yeah, we closed off a bunch of roads, and it worked out well, but between the two groups, you know, we seem to have enough. I can't remember how many we had. I can't remember either, so,
Maybe
I'll
you-
just do a general blast and see how many I can get you, and if we
Yeah.
get too many, that will be the first in a long time.
but I will try to get as many as I can. I'm
Contact fire marshal too.
Yeah.
I'm still putting the restriction that they have to be trained in traffic
Right.
on, and that cuts us down some.
And
There's
then
a
the,
class coming up, Sally.
Yeah,
and then the, radio league was at different
Yeah.
intersections too with people to, so they could call back to the,
But they can't do,
no, but they were there in case something
Yeah.
happened. They could call it back really
I
quickly.
think a lot of the people that the fire marshal lined up were doing the traffic and they were okay with the traffic.
so.
We'll
But I will
find
have
out,
a-
we'll find out more, Kevin, for the next meeting, okay?
Yeah, I mean, if I know we got it, I think we had, I don't know why 5 or 6 was sticking in my mind from last year, so I think that's what we had from them, if I remember.
Well, they also had all those, some firefighters from other towns came because they closed off different intersections or closed off roads.
Okay.
Do we know if anybody heard, or do we want to reach out to the Masons to see if they're doing their teddy bear breakfast again?
Well, that didn't interfere though, right? That didn't affect us, did it?
No, because they closed the road off there.
Oh,
That's where they closed the road right there, remember, Ron, until the runners got by them, and they opened it up.
And so they did that.
so right on Garfield and,
Well,
Yeah.
They didn't,
closed-
it didn't have
That works
anything to
much
do with
better
the
than
breakfast
when
going on.
it's-
They did-
No, but they closed the road because they thought it was a sort of a dangerous intersection, so until the runners, most of them got through that intersection, they had that part closed off, and then they had Wilson,
Wilson and Maine,
yes.
and Willard too,
yeah,
Willard and Wilson.
yeah.
Because previous years, we had cars cutting back through the back sides of that.
Well, yeah, we had a lot of traffic coming through.
And they were
within-
coming through and dumping out into Garfield off
Yeah,
of like Adrian
within
and
the
that kind of
neighborhoods.
stuff. It was nuts.
And I don't know how the heck we're gonna stop that.
But anyway, we'll talk to Sally and DJ more about,
Do we know if the Masons are having a breakfast again?
no, we don't know that yet. We can find out.
it really, after all the panic last year, it didn't seem to be a problem, and I don't know if that's because they closed off the road or if
Yeah.
it's just, our runners go by pretty much. all
They had it
together
closed
from
for
the starting
like, it
gun.
was only like 15 minutes where they
No,
closed.
but it was long enough for the main part. In years past, when I was at that intersection and we didn't close it, you get that main push and that's fine, but then you get the people who just walking through or whatever, and then you have people who just get mad. I mean, I had one guy come out and move the stanchion, another guy, like I said, they dump out of Adrian because they find their way around and then
But I
they
don't
come out
think
in
they
the
had as
middle.
much of a problem last year though, Lean.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying, is I think because the
You
roads
scared
were
'em off.
literally closed. I scary that on.
move on. We ready to move on to the next section? Promotions, how we doing? Did we decide on the color for t-shirts this year?
Not yet.
Haven't chosen the color and I haven't chosen the vendor. I didn't, get in touch with the, former company new owner yet. And, I did get your email though with, the new person to talk to, so we'll compare prices for our shirts and sizes on those.
Yeah, I received a couple more, but they were a little pricier than the first one I sent you. But if I get anybody else that's competitive, I'll send it over to you, okay?
Well, great. And, years past, the folks that we've used in the past have been more competitively priced than others, so.
Yeah, they have been. That's why.
But they're under new ownership now, so I just have to check that out.
Okay,
And while we're all together, it's 200, the first 200 runners get a shirt. So even though we order more shirts, it's only the first 200 that are entitled the free shirt with registration.
So that's why it's important sometimes with volunteers, especially like with if the high school's gonna help again with the track team, we need to know numbers. 'Cause that's a-
Because if they sign up a lot of them, then we just don't have the shirts for them.
For the sizes.
I mean, it sounds like you guys are kind of like, various ideas for the shirt companies and everything like that. Are any of them like local in town that would, then you could kind of promote, their business along with, the shirts? I mean,
We can reach out to them again.
okay.
Do you use logo thread at us, or have you talked to them in a period?
Yeah, that was what I was just thinking, because I always pull up my daughter's dance studio that's like right next door to them, so
Yeah.
I was just thinking,
Yeah, no, we can reach out to them again.
Do you know them?
He's on the board, chamber board, I'll see him tomorrow morning.
He's
Okay.
done some good things for me from other organizations.
Do you wanna ask
too.
to?
So we like the color dry fit shirts. We usually order around 300 of them, 280 to 300, depending on what's going on. 200 of those go to runners, others go to sponsors and volunteers and stuff like that. Does that make sense? Anna, is your hand up for a question or?
No, not yet.
Okay, I couldn't tell from this position. I just didn't want.
She's poised.
Is that truly an option though, that if he'll make the shirts for a lesser price, he could be a sponsor? Is that on the table or no?
He could be promoted. I don't know if he'd be a sponsor.
No, I'm just wondering what to say to him. If it's a no, that's fine.
Yeah, so we've never said ARM is a sponsor because we pay for those shirts.
Right.
If he donated the shirts, he would be a sponsor.
Or if he gave it
Gives us like a.
really
say-
good discount.
Say the shirts cost $3,000. And he takes 500 off, that's a gold sponsor.
Yeah,
Right.
And can you give me a ballpark for the shirts, what you pay? Yeah?
Yeah, I have it in the
Okay,
office.
yeah, I'd be happy to talk to him.
I've lost-
I was thinking, not necessarily along the lines of sponsorship, but even just like promotion. I mean, sometimes people just like, the businesses, especially the small ones that are around town to be kind of promoted.
Gotta pay to play.
yeah. They have to give basically it's
A little bit.
they have to give us something. in-
No, I understand.
So, again, it would be a colored dry fit shirt.
We can give them one or.
But yeah, I could bring a couple in.
Yeah.
Give them one for the last 15 years. We like this, we didn't like this. We like this, we didn't like this. Okay, thanks.
Also a
Should we
t-shirt?
get that price?
Nope.
We'll figure it out.
Yep.
Public relations. I don't know, I know we have stuff that goes out from Karen, but I'm not sure other than that, what we're doing anymore on that. I mean, we have the stuff in the library going out too.
Also, the board, isn't there communication committee supposed to do something? with
Yes,
That stuff?
Yes.
Yes. It's gonna say the, Fiona and communications. I know Anna writes up a storm.
so I have the task list for January, February. We didn't pull this up last month, but we can go over these items once Kevin's done with his. And some of it will be overlap and we can go through it pretty quickly, but this is a 4-page list. And it's actually longer because I pulled out anything that has to do with the online registration part because nobody else cares. I also pulled out everything that has to do with, there's 2 sections that I pulled out. And
The only thing about pulling it out is probably we know what has to be done.
I mean, it's separate, it's for,
Or just would be a separate list.
it's a separate list,
All right. That's
but
fine.
so anyway, I'm gonna send a spreadsheet to Karen so that she has the same copy that she's working on the same copy that I am.
Yep.
So Kevin can finish and then we can, if review of the task list, Kevin could be part of the agenda every month, that would be, I think it would be helpful so we don't forget.
Okay,
Can we make sure Kevin has a updated copy of it?
Yeah, I can send it to him.
well, I have one, yeah, Anna sent it to me before. I have the task list. She sent it a few, maybe a month ago or so.
Great.
Okay, moving on to sponsor sign, race sign, banner. I mean, I think it's just a matter of getting them done, right? And I think Ron usually does some of that work there, and then we gotta get them up. I mean, Karen said that we have the CVS sign, we have the CVS spot for the week before the race, so. And then the last thing is, well, the registration forms is basically we're gonna hit an email to everybody who's been in the race for the last 2 years. So I think that kind of addresses what we used to do in the past with mail. And then I keep an extensive database, which, has everybody who's been in the race in the last, I don't know, maybe 15 years, maybe longer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to put that in a thumb drive and then just because it does have addresses and people's names on it and probably bring that to the next meeting physically so I can give it to you guys. It's kind of like a backup if I ever lost it or in case something happened to me. You'd have that history. And I only really need it is for the 10-year race, people. I mean, that's what I use it for mostly.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
It'd be good to have.
Yeah, it can't hurt, right? Okay, we all set with that? Any other questions about registration forms? Any other business?
Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the task list you know, some things have been done and some things were a
Yeah.
little behind, but
Go through the things that are open.
that are open. So I asked Karen about do we want to promote the paper drive again? She didn't think that last year it was as well received or well supported as it was the first year that we did it, and it probably.
It wasn't.
A resident. So, I mean, it's something that we could continue to do, or we can just decide to drop it and not pursue it for this year. I mean, it'd be easy enough to, you know, take it off the website.
I don't have it on
Does
the
it
website.
have to be a paper donation? Can it
It's
be
not
any
just that,
donation?
it's, I mean, we asked them what they needed and we put it out there and we got almost nothing. The
Yeah.
year before, we got a lot more, but I don't know.
Okay,
I mean, we accept donations year round here anyway, so.
Okay.
all right. So take it off.
I think so, I mean.
Lisa says take it off. Okay, we'll take that off. Again, Fiona will be here, so she can, you know, address any PR things, but the PR committee does have several open items here. One of the, you know, this year is not a special year, but I keep this as a placeholder if we need any recognition certificates from the town. The big thing Karen and I talked about was, do we want to hire the DJ again? Because if we do, the board needs to approve that before we can move forward.
I think it was well received, but. you know.
Yeah, that's the second year. I think it brings something to a good element to it.
I would agree, especially since you have a lag time between the race finishing and the people coming up and then waiting for the final runners coming in and all the results. It kind of gives them something else.
So somebody has to remember to make a motion to hire the DJ in our regular meeting.
Okay. All right, online registrations are gonna open up tomorrow. And we're opening up the day before the race in the park, and the Britain opens up their registrations. So
Our
that's,
registration is open. Our registration is open now, actually.
it is open, but it's not announced.
Right,
That's how we got 3 runners already registered.
right.
Let's see, about online registration. I've already reached out to, the high school for the Little Reader Sprint. And I will recruit Andy to be the second person to do that with me.
He's not gonna be here for the race.
Oh, he's not gonna be here? Oh, okay, so I need somebody else to be with me. The Little Reader Sprint. Yeah,
What does it entail?
Chris says she's gonna help me, okay. Let's see, things are in process and you don't have to worry about sending out the emails. I write them and Kevin mails them out.
Who's not gonna be here? Andy Brecker.
Andy Brecker. And, the potholes I don't know anything about the potholes on the race course. Are there potholes this year?
They fixed him last year.
Well, they fixed it
Yeah.
last year.
It's not, yeah, after tomorrow, then
Okay,
we'll
let's see
see.
what happens tomorrow.
Yeah, so we'll have to check to see if there's potholes again. Then the whole group, that's all PR stuff, specific things, and if you're involved with PR, I would just ask that you look at those items, and some are the committee, some are Karen, some are staff liaison to the chamber, so, you know, you can let us know for the next meeting if any of those things have been completed or are in process. And I'm not going to be on February at this point.
Okay.
Okay,
I have one thing, Lisa, we talked a little bit about this with having a new business manager in town. If you could just send me whatever they've sent you about the insurance.
Yeah.
I will touch base with Lauren. It's Lauren, right? That's the right name. And, I'll make sure that I'm covered.
Well, need some information on our refreshment tables and stuff like that. I'm making the application out for a food permit. We have to get a permit this year. and it's gonna be inspected on site.
Whoa.
So the
Really? But for a couple donuts and a bagel or two?
So the Central Connecticut District, so they're sending somebody out.
We had them at the Winter Fest,
Yeah.
just so you know, they came to inspect it.
And I need a couple answers here. How will the food be protected? Is it gonna be like the plastic film over the top there to protect it? You know, like the cut up fruit or stuff like that?
Did you guys, I was trying to figure,
Well.
did you serve with tongs?
Instead of cutting up oranges and apples, just leave the apples whole and get clementines. So
Wait,
then
apples?
open them up.
But the clement,
We didn't have apples? No.
Bananas.
Okay, oranges, that makes a mess. So if we get clementines, people can just peel them open themselves. You
it
don't have to have
depends
it.
on cost, that's gonna be, no, I'm just saying, depends on the cost at that point.
But Ron's
But
right,
still.
because I've done enough food fairs and things like that, the way we're doing
Yeah.
it isn't gonna pass muster.
No,
So what do we need to do?
it's a
We have
mess.
to have it so people are either addressing it themselves, so they take it, whatever. and
Right.
that's it. Or you have to have it actually served and covered while it's sitting out. So anything that's open, like an open orange half, has to be covered. So we have to get
So we had to
better
put them in those,
containers and everything else.
those
and
deep dish aluminum tins that we get.
They
with
have to
saran
have a
over 'em.
plastic cover on.
You have to have those covers,
So
they're
could we
sealed
put
covers.
the plastic film, the saran
No,
wrap?
because every time
No.
somebody comes back, you're gonna have to, it's not gonna.
Well, they
be the same.
can't have people reaching for the food. You have-
Yeah, we were able
you
to
have to
serve
get-
food at the Winter Fest, as long as we served it ourselves.
But you're inside and there's different rules for outside. I'm just saying is that it makes it a little bit,
So
you
what do
can
we
make
need
it
to
so
do
it's a
then?
self-contained item. Whether it's
But you
a
don't want
wrapped
everybody-
cookie or
But
whatever.
even clementines, you want everybody reaching for their clementine, you wanna hand it to them.
And right, you can
But it's
have
still not
somebody with
peeled.
gloves and pass it, and
No, I
then
know.
it's fine, but it has to be self-contained.
Yeah, bananas can't be cut in half.
And things with water,
So-
we had the issue that you'd have to have them just sitting there so people could take their water. You can't have water sitting in a cooler where the water, the ice melts and then it's a contaminated.
We don't
top of the
have, we
water.
don't have ice.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that this is what they'll come in and start looking at.
Right, but he was
Well, the
saying,
water situation is very good. so
but he
there's
was
a bottle.
saying with bagels, if we cut them, they just have to be bagged. Right.
Yeah.
Every half.
So I mean, the
So
food
how
will be
many
protected by
tables?
either the saran wrap or something like that, right? Okay.
I'm saying yes, but we better
Well,
figure out what we're doing when we figure out what we're
And I would-
serving.
I would ask them, Ron, what do they suggest for serving bagels, whatever else, what are they gonna
Yeah.
require, so we tell them, because I can
658.
foresee them saying that the saran wrap not be okay, and that we have to have something that literally
But
like
the
has a
bagels,
plastic
if
cover
the
that
bag-
comes up.
The bagels will be in, sandwich bags, so you don't have to cover the bagels once they're in sandwich bags.
That's true.
Cause that's what we did with the crackers, we had them in all bagged. Go ahead, Michelle.
If you're interested, the high school was really great to us for the Winter Fest, and they did the cooking in their, kitchen and brought everything. So, I mean, we could ask them to do the fruit ahead of time and put them in bags. If you wanted the oranges cut off, or if you wanted something like that, so then
cut up oranges and put them in a bag and then that's.
we would just
that's the end of
refrigerate it, put it out the next day. And then Brio Restaurant by West Farms Mall, they just gave us, $100 gift card for the Winter Fest. They're interested in joining the dining partner ticket, and they're interested in helping with the race with food. So I mean, it might not be something they serve, but it would be something that, they would donate. So again, it would be done in a prepared kitchen. So we would just have it.
Individual serve and go.
Yeah. Middlewoods has been great about giving us the condiment containers, and we put like 10 cubes of cheese in each one. So between Middlewood, Cedar Mountain Commons, the high school and Brio, depending on how much you want, I'm happy to.
We can also price clementines for sure, I mean, if we could talk
And
to,
I love them.
Yeah, they're around, they're easy.
They make a lot,
Like I said, I'm not trying to be a naysayer, I'm just saying is I've been confronted with it, when I did waterfall, I actually had vendors turned away.
Yeah.
Because they weren't properly.
no, I get it.
And so it seems like we really kind of need to figure out exactly what we're serving, so then we can figure out what we need to do to make sure we're following all the rules.
so for hand washing, I mean, do you have a cooler there for hot water? Do you usually? No?
We use gloves and we use hand sanitizer. That's what we use for anybody with food. They have to wear
One thing that
gloves.
will qualify in the potential, and you can, the, Boy Scout Troop 347 has a hand washing station. They put it out at Waterfall for the artists. And that will satisfy the health inspection.
Okay.
We're just a plethora.
How
of
will you
uses.
test for Jesus? Okay, how will the condiments and single service items
We're
be
not gonna have
dispensed?
condiments.
Single service items with tongs, we're gonna.
Cream cheese.
Okay, that's all
Okay.
right. So there will be somebody on the site and as far as, I don't know if he's gonna need us to put up a canopy though.
No, no,
No? Okay,
I don't think so. Because nothing's gonna spoil.
okay. I
If we
mean,
had to, we will.
okay. All right. So,
What fun.
Any other new business? What's the date of our next, meeting?
In March.
Like
The second Monday.
It's like the 11th.
The 11th,
March
Kevin.
March 11th, okay.
15 again? Yeah, I think so. Okay.
Okay, we all set?
I think so. Thank you, Kevin, very much.
Yep,
Time for the vote.
6:15, starting time for the race, March 11th. Same bat channel, same bat, whatever that was. Thank you.
you're gonna be here?
Okay, so, this meeting adjourns. For those of you who are online, remember you have to log back into the Board of Trustees, link. So you can, drop off and log back on. We'll invite the others to come in.